try and make sense of what just happened.
Yeah, so on the team side of North things, one thing that I really want to highlight, I think as far as the team comps goes, I think Appy's doing a really good job in the mid lane, doing a lot of damage, especially with those gadget ults. It's pumping out a lot of damage. Bartledu's also doing a good job where he is keeping the team alive, playing that Narbash. There's a lot of team fights where people are making out with 1 HP because they're getting that healing. One thing that I think we could see an improvement on, and I'm not calling this person out, but Oba. That's kind of the weak link of this team. And as much as I hate to say weak link because these are all tremendous players, I like to see Oba step up a little bit. I like the Shimby pick to kind of try to change something up in game 2. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see them scale to their full fruition and really get to become that late game monster that we've all seen a Shimby become. So I'm hoping that in game 3, we return maybe something of a comfort pick, something that's comfortable to Oba. And that way, when they go into game 3, they're not having to worry about so much of the gameplay aspect of themselves. They can necessarily worry about the ganks, the picks, the objectives. And that way they can start kind of getting their own snowball and really try to mount a comeback in this reverse sweep that they have to attempt.
And here we have Team Toasty, the team that is dominating right now in this best of 5. They have 2 wins under their belt. As you can see, Toasty being the captain, picking this team. He got Lake alongside him. You already know Lake and Toasty, just the ultimate duo. The comms must be impeccable. He got the Tekken kid in the off lane going crazy. As you can see, this KDA, 17 kills, 20 assists, and only 9 deaths. Tekken is just a force to be reckoned with over there. He also got the one and only Cure, 30 kills, 9 deaths, 17 assists. Look at those stats from these guys. And then we got Mav as well in the jungle, making sure that every objective goes to his team. Toasty just making sure he got that Wraith in the support lane and poking people away. 38 assists with the Wraith support. This team is doing phenomenal. I think Crunch can definitely shine.
Yeah, and I think the biggest catch for Crunch right now, right, is an Aurora, right? That's kind of the counter to Crunch. Anything that can really CC Crunch for a while so that you can take him out. That is the most difficult thing. But I do feel like Crunch is kind of coming back into the meta, right? There's been some subtle changes. I'm not sure that people realize it so much. I've started seeing him more and more lately, and it is team comp dependent, so we can say that. But Tekken Kid on Crunch, he can make it. It's like Norf on Feng Mao, right? Feng Mao was nerfed, but Norf on Feng Mao is still terrifying. And I think the same can be said here. Tekken Kid that's his bread and butter is Crunch.
Yeah, that's where everything originated. I remember when I first started playing Predecessor, the guy that I would always see on Crunch was Tekken Kid, and he would always just dominate the whole game. He would literally just 1v9 with the Crunch, and I'm like, who is this guy? And so just Crunch and Tekken Kid synonymous, all in one together. Shouts out to him. He's still trying new things to this day. He's doing like the full mana build where he just scales. He scales the resolution with the rod, and it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy.
I've seen that. I tried it one game. I was like, this can't work, but it works. You do so much damage. So what is it? AD or AP Crunch? It actually kind of works. Works.
It's nasty. It's nasty. If you get it to the point where you can successfully get to that 3rd item and just get that Mind Razor online, that thing just melts objectives. And he's squishy, but just watch out to get hit by that empowered punch. It will hurt.
Right. It does a lot of damage. We got Mav here going again into the off lane. I don't think that Bone Druid was respecting the fact that he was walking right up to him. That's going to be the first blood going to Crunch. And man, if Tekken Kid gets to level 6, if you got a level 6 Crunch before you have a level 6 Sevarog, that's a dead lane.
That is definitely dead. Tekken Kid is gonna take advantage of that right there. And let's see what he can cook with this.
Yeah, great start there for Team Toasty. Looked like the duo lane was also receiving a lot of pressure. Yet again, that Wraith and Kira combo is terrifying. And Kira lately is in a really, really good spot. So much damage is able to be dealt from Akira. Just every single game, I feel if I'm against Akira, it's kind of a loss, right? Because the Akira is just so good. But they do have the Zinks to kind of counteract that at the same time. So maybe Zinx is the answer here. I'm surprised that they haven't picked a Morn. I think Morn would have been good, but maybe Morn was the one that was being banned instead of a Wraith.
Yeah, we haven't seen a Morn in any of these games, so I'm thinking that was a highly picked ban from both of these teams, and so that's why we're seeing all of these different kinds of healers. Zinx is just really good to deny a lot of what they want to do, right? They want to poke. Zinx is going to counteract with just keep healing her carry, and let's just see how that lane plays out. It's just really going to be on who has the better upper hand.
And Zinx with a Sevarog is always good, but we do see a little bit of a trade here going on in the jungle. I think Norf just walking at Mav. Mav is going to have to decide something here. He does end up going down. We have Lakeinator, who is rotated as well. He has no mana, though. Now he gets rooted. That's going to be a flash coming out from him as well. Cure does end up taking out Norf. Now we've got Toasty forcing a flash out of him. He's going to pop a shot as well, but I don't think he's going to be able to do much aside from that. And then Tech and Kid in the off lane versus Bond Druid. Trading back and forth. Looks like Bond Druid is in a bit of a scuff there, but it is looking like that's Chalice first there, Kev. So maybe he's doing the build. Maybe
he's doing the build. Uh-oh. He's gonna try and do it here. He said, I mean, it is game 3, and if we win this one or if we lose it, it's no big deal. Why not just have a good time here with my crunch?
Does it not matter though? Like, do you not need more physical pen with that build against a Sevarog? Because I feel like Sevarog's a bit more chunky, or is it just too much damage that it doesn't matter?
Yeah, I think it just scales off how much mana you have. So him just having 2 scaling mana items, it just scales based on how much mana you get a shield off of it, you get attack speed. It's just, but Crunch is just amazing with it.
The truth is damage, right? It ignores the armor, just empower the Q. And my God, that's going to be rough the longer this goes on. But here we are. We got 5 minutes in. A little bit of action back and forth. Bond Druid and Tech and Kid, both level 6. So the opportunity here to take a fight. But I think Bond Druid needs to be a bit more careful, especially as this crunch continues to scale up. He's going to win the trades more or less right now. But the longer that goes on, he does not quite yet have. He should have about 40 stacks, right? Maybe. So he's got a little bit of life still, a little bit more potential there in the off lane. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, we're looking at the first Fangtooth is available. Both teams have pulled that within the first 5 minutes of the first 2 games, and that's going to be another pull as well. This time, Team Norf trying to get that first Fangtooth, and I think they're going to be able to get it as the rotation is a little bit late here from Team Mav. 900 HP. There it is, 500 HP, but can they get out alive? I don't think that they're going to be able to make it out. They're trying to play exits. There's a microwave coming out. Mav able to stay alive just long enough. Lakeinator gets immediately stunned as the ult comes out. You hate to see that. Very awkward from him to deal with. The Zinx is still alive in the back line. Toasty is going to go down as Oba secures himself a double kill. Now the Kira also going down at the same time. That's going to be Zinx taking the kill. Not too bad. Not the ideal situation, but either way, a little bit of a payment for the help. Oba flash coming out on to Lakeinator. Lakeinator also going down at the same time. So Team Norf managing to trade that out pretty well. I think that was like a 1 for 3 throughout that whole thing, or a 1 for 4. So a great job by them, and a bit of life here in game number 3.
Oh yeah, Team Norf coming back with the heat. Exactly what we were talking about here. Everybody said Oba needs to step up. He needs to do what he does best, and he just needs to get in there and be active. And that's exactly what he's showing right now. He's getting big. He's getting his teammates the objectives. And now that he has this nice of a lead, he should be a pretty big problem for Team Toasty.
Yeah, and we talked about it earlier. Oba, I would say Yin's definitely a comfort pick for Oba, right? He tends to dominate pretty well. If he's able to snowball on Yin, it's a bad time if you're Team Norf, or excuse me, if you're Team Toasty. Especially if you're Mav, right? Because Yin she still eats your jungle extremely quickly. So great for him. But we do see Mav on the blue side. I'm not sure that Team Norf is aware that Mav is just kind of right there looking for an opportunity to try and jump onto this dual lane. There it is. The pull coming out there, taking Zinx out immediately. No chance to react. Lakeinator also showing up to throw a rock over on to Bartledew, and a pretty even scoreline here, 5-4 at 8 minutes in.
Yeah, not even a reaction from the Zinks there. Couldn't even get the ult off or even think about it. It just immediately disappeared from the map there. That's just what Grux does. He comes out of the fog wall, pulls you in, and just CCs you to death. But let's go ahead and see what we're cooking up here. Appy and Oba are looking to kind of counter jungle, maybe steal a little bit of their blue side here, but they are getting caught by the Wraith here, just getting shot with the snipes. Looking like a fight might ensue here, right, Pacifist?
Yeah, Appy walking on a ward. Not sure that he realizes it. The mini prime is up. It's available, and I think that is going to be the point of contention here, moving into the 9-minute mark, as we do see the Kira trying to rotate toward there, but he's going back to the dual lane, and Murdoch is making a beeline for that mini prime. So I think he's going to end up being the one to show up and try and secure that kill. Without the Kira there, it's going to be a very difficult fight, very difficult for Team Toasty to try and contest this, as Oba has now pulled. He had his crest at 7 minutes, by the way. That's one of the things of Yin that is absolutely insane. No contention there from Team Toasty. They said, no, we're going to have to give this one. And, that's kind of what you got to do sometimes. Don't got to force it if you know you're going to lose.
Exactly, and that's what a lot of players should know. Appy is a little bit of in trouble here. The Grux ult comes out, and he's just getting slammed, but the team is there to protect them. Oba also showing up. Appy dropping the Tesla Dome, and Lake with a big ult gets knocked down, but he has to teleport over.
He makes that out alive. Oba trying to follow there. At the very least, Appy is able to get out his ult, so a little bit of value. But now Tekken Kid on to Bone Druid. Bone Druid utilizing the ult there, getting rid of Tekken Kid, swatting him away like an annoying fly. But my God, Tekken Kid is just starting to scale in that off lane. It's going to get harder and harder for Sevarog to trade.
Did you see that damage, though?
Yeah.
It's getting crazy out here already.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not sure about the items yet. Does he have resolution? Do you finish resolution first on that build? I feel like I saw him in most cases. He finishes resolution first, maybe he finishes Mind Razor first. If we can take a look at the itemization whenever you got a chance there, Bengal Mac. But now 5-5, he does not. Okay, so Mind Razor first. Now he's probably going to finish resolution. But we do have the next Fangtooth up. It looks like it's going to be Team Norf getting that one. So that's 2 objectives, but they're looking to play exits. We do have Sevarog here for the fight. Cure is in the pit onto Oba. Oba goes down as well. Tekken Kid has now shown up. So my God, this is a massacre from both sides. We do have the Grux going down. Cure taking out Oba. Cure also taking out Zinks. Bone Druid, the only one left alive. Everyone else is down, and I'm not sure that excuse me, I keep saying Bone Druid. Bone Druid is going to be able to make it out of this one alive. He is going to eat another rock here. There's the teleport. We have the Wraith Snipe available. He hits it. There's the follow-up rock from Lakeinator, and Bone Druid going out. Every single team member from Team Norf does go down. They get the objective, but was it worth it?
And I don't know if it was worth it, because now we got Team Toasty scaling. Most of all, we got Cure and the Crunch just getting a whole bunch of kills for them. We got Tekken Kid on 3 kills, and we got Cure on 4. That was very necessary for them to have a nice little comeback for the game now. Although they did get the second Fang, so they do have the pressure there. It might have not been worth it, in my opinion. Maybe if they stayed alive, now they're gonna have to watch out big time for the Crunch and the Kira.
Yeah, that crunch is going to be a problem. The gold currently standing pretty close, but Crunch is doing that build now. He's got the alchemical rod coming online, the double mana scaling items. Ult coming out here onto Norf. Norf managing to try and get out of that, but Grux has also shown up. The Zinx ult does come out, but they're just going to let it run out. Oh my gosh, that's the worst feeling in the world. You know what's going to happen. And he goes down. I don't think that Baldu's going to be able to stay either. Cure takes him out. I think Cure is on a spree right now, and that dual lane is looking worse and worse for Team Norf.
Man, Mav is just making sure that he is at that dual lane every single time. That dual lane cannot breathe. They're just getting pulled every single time by the Grux. And Kira and Wraith are loving it because they just get to poke for free while they're just pulled into their ultimate doom.
Very, very difficult to deal with. So now looking forward, the next objective going to be that mini prime. We still got about 2 minutes left, give or take, until that is up and available. So we've got, a little bit of a lull here. Just both teams kind of doing the dance, set their lanes for the next objective, maybe look for a pick. But it looks like the dual lane, after getting that T1, opting to take a look at that mid. No, they're going to go rotate right back to dual lane, try and set that lane and look for something else. But meanwhile, Team Norf, we've got Norf and Bartldew rotating to mid, looking for something. Lakeinator's coming back, so it's like you can't really do much right now. We're just kind of waiting, doing the dance.
Doing the dance right now, and it is a yin in the jungle, so they don't really have a true front line until the Sevrog is able to be there with them. So they kind of have to play it real safe here. Although they do a lot of damage, Mav just comes in as he is right now, and he's just able to create so much pressure and just have that pull available for them. Norf is trying to catch somebody here, trying to do some damage. Zing's trying to keep everybody alive. Oba's just kind of dancing there, trying to look for something. Tekken Kid in the off lane, doing what he does best, just creating so much pressure and so much damage. Bondrud is trying his best to make sure to keep him away because he is hurting.
And he's doing what he can, and I noticed the boots utilized there on the Sevrog for his crest choice. As just a way to disengage, heal up, try and sustain himself a little bit more against this crunch. So he's doing a pretty good job surviving so far, right? He's not feeding the offlane. Crunch is 3-0. So he's just respecting the fact that he is behind. Norf now utilizing the ult, the long arm of the law. Cure is very low. Appy comes in. Oh, he misses everything, but he does hit the microwave. He's still alive. No, he does take out Cure. Toasty also in a bad spot, able to get out there, but Mav with the follow-up. And we've got Norf as well as Bartldew trying to collapse on him. Lakeinator also there in support. And Oba trying to continue the chase. I'm not sure that he does right here, but that might signal the next Fangtooth. And if Norf is able to get this third Fangtooth, it's starting to look pretty good for them. They've got the next objective coming up as well. Mini Prime should be available, but Mav, I don't think Mav is going to let this go for free as he's going right in there. They are going to be able to get the third Fangtooth. Mav very low. He gets taken out as well. And Toasty able to get out with his life. But great job there from Team Norf. 3 objectives on the board with another one available.
Big W for Team Norf, getting the Mav kill and the third Fang. This is amazing for them. This is what they needed. Now we have to wait and see if they can take this and make sure to run with the little lead that they have, because they're still down 3 kills. We got Tekken Kid going for the mini here. That is going to be very dangerous with the build that he's going. He's going to have so much pressure, so much wave clear, and so much damage.
I actually love that call right there, because I feel like most teams would be like, we got to wait for our jungle or we can't go for this. But the fact that they realized, as I say that, Bondrud had taken out Toasty, so that's a good pick from them at the very least, relieving some of the pressure that they're going to be feeling. But that Tekken Kid with the mini prime now, that's something that has to be respected. And I like that Tekken Kid isn't just full sending right now. He has to realize that Oba is on his red side. So if he kind of delays this push a little bit, Oba goes somewhere else. He can get some more value out of that mini prime in the off lane. But looking good so far here. Kev, Norf is putting up a fight in game number 3.
Yeah, this one's looking very close. I definitely think that they know that this is the last game. If they lose this one, they will lose the whole tournament of Pred Jamz, and Toasty will take it all. So they know they have to play very carefully. And you can tell by the way that they're playing right now, they do not want to go out at a 3-0. So let's see if they go ahead and try to get this T1 here. They're trying their best to push this minion wave, but Tekken Kid comes in with the mini. He is not going to let them take this very easily. Their whole team is there. They are ready to go hand to hand and fight for that T1. They are now backing off of it. They do not want the smoke.
Do not want the smoke. We did see Oba. Oba did sneak in the backline there, taking out Lakeinator, but yeah, not as much damage as what could have happened, right? They very easily could have been a T1 on the side of Team Norf. And, anytime you can get a T1 in mid is just fantastic for wanting to apply pressure or wanting to open up other avenues, especially for an orb prime, right? I feel like I don't see it enough where teams try to force an orb prime without taking that mid tower. Just group up for the mid tower, right? Try and take a fight there before you go for the orb prime, and that gives you a lot more pressure.
Yeah, that T1 is extremely important for just purposes of having pressure, making sure that they just can't fall back to that whenever you want to create some sort of opportunity, some sort of team fight. That T1 does create a bit of a bother, and then it's probably like the most important tower to go down in the early game. So shouts out to Team North for getting that down.
Yep, they're looking like in a pretty good spot here. I think the next fight could seal the deal here for Team North. Open up an opportunity to go for that orb prime, or Fangtooth is kind of on the same timer, so maybe going for a fourth Fangtooth, getting that primordial online, setting up for orb, trading that objective. But it looks like on the right here, Bondruid looking to capture this Tekken Kid, but my God, a crunch can almost always get away, opting to take the teleporter. I think they'll take that as a W, not going to chase there. And Tekken Kid is out. Meanwhile, Mav catching out the Zinks here. Microwave going down. Mav pulling the Murdoch in there. Lakeinator also utilizing the ult flash coming out from Norf, trying to hit the snipe onto Mav, but Cure taking out the Zinks, and Norf looking to follow it up, but I'm not sure that they're going to be able to do much more here as Oba now jumping onto Lakeinator. Has to realize Tekken Kid is right there, but no, he manages to hit the Q. Lakeinator able to teleport away, but with the Tekken Kid, my God, one Q, his entire health bar is gone. He has to be careful here in mid, as a elim onto him would mean that no objective is possible in this moment. But nice little trade back and forth, a 1 for 2, and 20 minutes in, next big objective. We've got Orb Prime and we've got Fangtooth as both teams now looking for it as Oba pulling that Orb Prime.
As you can see here, Team North did get the better trade there. They traded the Zinks for the Kira and the Grux, so that incentivizes them to go ahead and go for this big Orb Prime. The only thing is that they're all low. North is low. Appy is low. Appy gets deleted. Tekken Kid is there. He is huge. As you can see, that build hurts. He is squishy, though. The Zinks ult comes up here. What do you think about this fight, Pacifist?
I feel like the Orb Prime was pretty troll to pull. They did get it, but oh my gosh, the Grux miss. The cancel of the dash. Oh my gosh. Amazing ult. Being able to take out the jungler there. Now they're going to be able to get that Fangtooth. So they get the Orb Prime, but it costs them 3 members of their team. And now the Primordial Fangtooth going in favor of Team Toasty. Just like, yes, they got the Orb Prime, but I don't think it was worth it, all things considered.
Yeah, them pulling them when they had very low HP was a little bit of a gamble there. And as you can see, it did not play out the way that they wanted it to. 3 of them go down. Now they have to try to contest this primal, and it's a big fight. Cure with the ult. They do secure it here. Oh no, the Zinks just goes down. This is not looking good for Team North now.
They're trying. Now Appy flashing, realizing the stakes right now. They need to try and counteract some of the pressure that has just been created. That Primordial Fangtooth, but Grux able to stay alive. It looks like Toasty does end up DCing during all of this too, which is just unfortunate. They've got some pressure going for them, but now it's going to take some steam out of the momentum that they've created. But either way, Team North, they're not out of this, right? They've got 3 Fangtooths. 2 of their members, one of their members should have Orb. It should be the Sevarog. So at least there's that, but not much else going on as the ball is in the court of Team Toasty to try and create some pressure.
Yeah, by the way things are looking, them having that primal on their side on all of their teammates, if I'm not mistaken, then that's just going to be very, very tough for Team North to deal with. They got to be very careful. Picks will be looked for here by Team Toasty. The Sevrog is in their jungle, and you know that he's about to get camped by their whole team here. He's going to get squished. Oh, Oba's looking for Tekken here, doing tons of damage. He picks him up by dashing to him. Oba's trying his best there, but still getting picked out by the Kira.
He does get the kill, right? And I guess you could argue it's worth it. There's no objectives to go for. They still have the pressure, the Sevrog with the Orb Prime, so they could continue this push right now. As anytime you can take out the offlane, anytime you can take out Tekken Kid, buys you a little bit of breathing room. Now Toasty has returned though, so they have to respect the fact that every single one of the teammates of Team Toasty does have that primordial. It is still dangerous. They're in a bad spot. Mav coming up from behind them, right onto Norf. There's the ult coming out from Zinx, trying to get the Elim onto Cure as Mav does go down. Norf goes down at the same time. Cure is still alive, though, with that primordial. Extremely dangerous, and I think that is going to signal the retreat from Team Norf. They can't continue this push as the Wraith Knight coming on to Bond Druid. He goes down as well. Zinx trying to get out of there with his life. And Appy, I'm not sure. Toasty might have caught him. He does. He gets caught with the ult. There's the stasis coming out. I think it doesn't matter, though. He's still dead. He's got no mana. And unfortunately, that's a wipe overall. Delayed wipe, albeit, but still a wipe nonetheless of the side of Team Norf. Team Toasty, they're capitalizing on mistakes here, right? We talked about mistakes. I feel like we saw a few mistakes from the side of Team Norf after they got that Orb Prime, and now Team Toasty is applying that pressure.
They should have just retreated a little bit earlier. Oh, yeah. I think them overstaying there definitely created more of an opportunity for Team Toasty to just come back and hit them hard. They were not expecting Toasty to come back so hard on them. Him just coming in from the fog wall, just sniping everybody down, and then rewinding the gadget there. Definitely was an amazing play from a DC right there. Shout out Toasty, the captain, coming through for the team there.
Coming back, and now both teams are going to have all 5 up. They should have all 5. I'm not sure that Norf realizes that Crunch is close and in pursuit. That is going to be a flash utilized from Murdoch, but it doesn't matter. Tekken Kid is there. My God, a snipe, a Q, and I imagine an empowered Crunch onto that Murdoch, and now he might be up for the next objective, but it might not be in time, right? They're not going to be able to be in position in time as Orb is coming up in the next 30 seconds. So maybe an opportunity to steal. They might signal to try and go for that next Fangtooth. But man, the timer here, losing that Murdoch is detrimental to applying any sort of objective pressure.
Yeah, this definitely gives Team Toasty the leeway to get that pick control, make sure they can even start it if they wish. And then Murdoch will be late to that party. He definitely doesn't even have, does he have the snipe? He doesn't have the snipe. So that's going to be, he needs to get there ASAP in order for them to have a chance to contest one of these objectives.
Yeah, and with that Crunch, man, I'm not sure that they realize that Orb Prime has been pulled. They're grabbing it right now. At the same time, we have the Grux over here, so the Orb Prime is free. It's free for Team Toasty. They're contesting the Primordial Fangtooth. Mav is here. If he steals it, my God, it's going to be rough. Who gets it? It's going to be Team Norf being able to take that Fangtooth, which is great for them. Can they continue the fight, though? Mav is going to end up going down. Cure needs to be the next target. I think Oba does get taken out. Norf also getting taken out. Incredible amount of damage there. Cure also taking out the gadget at the same time. And it's a full team wipe. It is a 5-for-2. But I don't think it matters. They've got the mini prime, and they can probably just shove it down mid at this point. And I don't think there's anything that Team Norf can do about it. Does it end like this, Kev?
Man, but while everything was happening over there at the Primal, Crunch was just soloing the orb by himself. So the fact that they were able to secure all of those kills while the enemy team got Primal, they all survive while Crunch just solos the Orb Prime, and it just puts them in the perfect position to just end the game. Incredible.
Absolutely insane. Great team play from Team Toasty. Shout out to Team Norf. I feel like they did everything right. Initially, they got the objectives. They got 4 Fangtooths, so they're on the board there. The gold diff isn't crazy. It just came down ultimately to decision making in the end. And I feel like let's discuss it on the desk because I want to get into this. Right. We're back here. I've got my opinions on how that game kind of took a turn. But Bengal Mac, I want to hear your perspective first.